I got my guy Darius coming on now, so this is gonna be a good one. So I hope Darius has his knife ready. Yesterday it was me. Yesterday was me, like Jon Snow out there with everybody rushing at me because I'm defending Jimmy Garoppolo. Today is gonna be my guy Darius Butler, man.
uh,
Defense is good, bro.
hey, I got you back. I'm on the night watch with you.
Yeah. So Darius Butler, 9-year NFL pro, played with some great quarterbacks. Tom Brady, uh, Cam Newton's rookie year, Andrew
Yup.
Luck played several years with him. So he has a very unique perspective of all that. First, I want to really give you, appreciate you for coming on,
Appreciate you
especially
for
for
having me, bro.
with such short notice. And I see everything you're doing with 49er legend Antoine Bethea. They got
Yeah.
the Man to Man podcast over there. Does he have any interesting stories? Because he was there with, he was there with Harbaugh, right? Towards the end?
Oh, damn. I'm not sure. I know he was there whenever we had Jimmy Ward on the pod yesterday, man to man pod. Not yesterday, on Monday. And so I know he was there Jimmy's rookie year. So I'm not sure who was the coach at that point. I think was it Shanny already
I
the coach
think
though?
that was
I'm not sure.
Harbaugh's last year. That was Harbaugh's
Okay.
last year.
Okay, yeah. So he
Yeah.
might have been with Harbaugh then. I know he was with I know
How,
Trent was the I think the GM. And then when John
yeah.
came in, that's when AB left.
So with talking to Jimmy Ward, and we're gonna get to all things Jimmy Garoppolo, but just
Yep.
Jimmy Ward in general, how was that conversation? Because Jimmy, he's the longest tenured 49er right now. There's nobody on this
Wow, I
team
didn't know that.
that's been a part of this organization as far as the players go longer than him. He was drafted by the 49ers first round 2014. I heard him talking about his injury history and
Yep.
overcoming that and learning how to take care of himself. But for you, for somebody who kind of like Jimmy Ward, played multiple positions because Jimmy was drafted. They put him in the nickel. Then he
Yep.
played safety. Then he played outside. Then nickel. Then safety. And he's kind of definitely turned into a terrific safety in the NFL. But what are some of your thoughts just from talking to him or watching him play?
Man, just sharp, obviously, smart, like you said, it's hard to play, in the league, period. But it's definitely hard to wear multiple hats and play multiple positions. He matched it up a lot of times in the slot now. Even the last time you saw him matched up with Cooper Kupp a lot, which he'll probably be again in the NFC Championship. So it's tough to play just that slot defender position, and then to be able to be a guy that can be multiple in the back end, that can play in the run game, that can blitz, that can play in the deep part of the field, that can play around the box. Him and Tart, they're kind of interchangeable. I actually learned on Monday from AB, he brought it up. Like those guys, go back to high school. They were high school teammates. I didn't know that. So and playing on that back end, man, it's all about continuity and being on the same page with your guys and being able to have that trust, that blind trust. Because now, if I know you got my back and you're gonna do your job, I can play that much faster. But just listening to him talk, watching the film, you can tell everything that he said. I can see it on the film. I can see how they play. I can see the relationship that they have with D'Amico Ryans that's calling the plays. Being a guy that's 37, still so close to the game, played the game at a high level, so you already have that respect from the players in the locker room. And it was funny. He said, sometimes D'Amico will come to him on the sideline, be like, "Hey, Jimmy, like, what you want to run? Like, what you seeing out there? And that's good. That's good coaching because on this level, we're all pros and we're trying to get the same job done. And Jimmy said he used it to, hey, just call what works. So those guys are getting after it, man. And with the revolving door kind of at that cornerback position, which at this point in the season, that's tough to do. So, shout out to Jimmy, man. He was real open, real honest with the dialogue we had. And, these guys can line up and beat anybody, as you can see, been in the Final Four.
Yeah, by the way, Darius, I want to let you know that you are the dude from the Pat McAfee show. So
yeah, I'm not doing it for the Pat. I mean, I get that. That's not even not obviously Pat. He's it's what you're doing. After the game, it's difficult sometimes to kind of find your way, especially when you get into this sports media space. And for me personally, talking the game, I couldn't be like a hot take artist or getting up there and putting on this show or this personality that wasn't really me. So being a former teammate with Pat, seeing him how he's doing and trailblazing through the industry, I love being obviously a part of his show, going on his show, speaking my mind freely. But people see me now. People see me all the time. Now, hey man, you the dude for Pat McAfee? Shit like, damn, dog, I played 9 years in the league. I did this, that, and but that's what it is, man. I love it. Shout out to Pat. And hey, whoever that was, appreciate you for tuning in.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna get into Jimmy Garoppolo. All right. Yeah. And I mean, this goes back. I'm on Spaces. You hop in and you're talking about it like, man, if I'm in that 49ers locker room, like I want Jimmy Garoppolo to start. Right. So just take us back to that and we'll kind of build up, obviously kind of set the stage. 49ers drafted a quarterback 3rd overall, a rookie. Yep. But what are some of your thoughts as far as why you were like, hey, nah, like I get it, rookie, your time will come, but right now it's Garoppolo's time, and that's the guy that the 49ers need to roll with at that time.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, to go back, I remember now, I took some shots to the head over my time, but I remember defending Jimmy Garoppolo to you first, because you was on this Trey Lance bandwagon, like, oh man, put Lance in there, man. Jimmy can't do this, he can't do that. Yeah, man, but it's easy to want that shiny car and the nice new toy and you see Herbert and what he's doing and Josh Allen and all these young Burrow, all these young dynamic quarterbacks that, as soon as you turn on the TV, whether you're a football savant or not, you can say, okay, these guys are special. So it's easy to look at your quarterback, Jimmy G, and be like, he's kind of, he's average, he gets the job done. But that, in my opinion, that's what you want as a quarterback. You want a system guy. You want a guy that knows how to read coverages and get the ball out quick. Now, with Jimmy, the biggest knock on Jimmy is he's going to have those 2 or 3 plays that it's like, bro, what the are you doing? Like, what kind of throw was that? You missed a wide open guy, obviously the Super Bowl. But outside of that, man, he's still somewhat young in his career, and he's won. And it's a reason that, he wins, and when the back is against the wall and it's a tight situation and you got to get a drive, he has command of the offense. The guys believe in him. He knows the situations. He was around Brady for those years. That helps. Around Belichick for those years as well. And now you're around a guy like Shanahan, who's obviously a brilliant, offensive mind. And you got the pieces around him. You got a good defense. You got a great run game. You got bullies up front, starting with Trent. So, coming in, that wasn't I know you went and got a guy number 3 who, in my opinion, was going to be a project. He went to a small school and then he didn't even play. Last year, you look at the reps that he has under his belt, it's not a big sample size at all. So ideally, if I'm Kyle Shanahan, I would want to sit on Trey for at least a year. I knew that coming in, but maybe even 2, with Jimmy playing the way he is. Oh. And then that gives you enough time to just mold him. And that when we came in the league, we were playing ball, like that was kind of the norm, honestly. Like if you had a guy that could play ball, that can go out there and win games, you trotted that guy out there until the next phenom or whatever was ready. Now we're kind of in a place where, these guys got to play immediately. But, with the 49ers situation, that's not the case. You have the luxury to be able to sit on them and get them ready, which I think Shanahan will. And, the fact that we haven't been seeing packages, even when Jimmy was struggling or hurt, you haven't really seen him out there. That tells me all I need to know. Like, he's not ready and he's not close to being ready. But Jimmy, on the other hand, man, I like it. It's not just magic that he's in his 2nd NFC Championship right now. And I'm excited, for this game coming up. But he's been taking a lot of shots, man. I'm like, you know what? Let me put my stuff on, man, and go out here and defend my guy. And I'm not saying he's the best quarterback in the league, but for me, it's about 8 guys that I'll name off, that you can name off. And then after those 8 quarterbacks, it's a conversation with anybody else. And a lot of heat came to me when I put up my quarterback 22 wish list for my coach. I said Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. Who was the other guy? Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. Andrew Luck, who I'm still holding out hope for. Yeah. And then Jimmy G. And everybody, Jimmy G, that's not an upgrade from Carson Wentz. Shit, me. Carson Wentz had the best running back in the league and one of the better defenses in the league, and we couldn't get to the playoffs out of the AFC South, and Jimmy's in here in the NFC Championship playing in the NFC West. So, I mean, I think that kind of speaks for itself right there.
We have a super chat here, and he's saying that you do not watch our games, talking about 49ers games. I'm hearing lots of cap.
Which game am I not watching? Let me know.
So Chris Chris, he says, what game? You gotta let him know what game that is you're speaking on. I do want to kind of dig a little bit deeper into some of the things that you're seeing from Jimmy Garoppolo. You play with, like I said, Tom Brady, and you were there for a couple years, and you get to see just kind of how he prepares, how really he carries himself, and without being in the locker room, with the 49ers, but maybe hearing about how some guys talk about him, or just what you see on TV, like the video you posted with him leading the 2-minute drill and just kind of that composure. Can you draw any comparisons between Jimmy and Tom Brady from that standpoint?
I mean, yeah, like I said, so early on I got with Brady in 09. So this was obviously after he was the GOAT at that point, in a lot of people's mind. Jimmy is nowhere close to that at this point in his career. But early Tom Brady, like he didn't have the Patriots on his back. Like he was doing his job. He was throwing, a touchdown and a pick and 160 yards and winning Super Bowl MVP. So it wasn't like the Tom Brady that we're seeing now that's throwing for 5,300 yards. But when it comes to that quarterback position, it's about, having command of the offense and the guys believing in you. Like I said, he's not a guy that's going to go out there and throw for 400 yards, put up a bunch of stats, put the team on his back. But what I've seen from him, even this last month, because their playoffs kind of started early. Like it was a lot of must-win games that they had to have. That week 18 drive, that's what I put on there. But he gets done. Even in Green Bay, it was ugly. And you look at the stat sheet, people, he had this QBR and this, that, and the third. Because I told people, I'm like, he went to Lambeau and outplayed Aaron Rodgers. Now, both of those defenses dominated for the most part. But early on, you started that drive. Kittle dropped the touchdown. Ayuk dropped his first pass that they tried to rule a fumble. Jennings dropped the third down right after Kittle dropped the touchdown. And then late in the game, he made some throws and made some plays to get him in field goal range. So it's not always going to be pretty, but just making those plays in those situations, that's what I want from a quarterback. You know what I mean? And like what's your alternative? Right now for the 49ers, your alternative is Trey Lance. And the batting average on quarterbacks that come in this league, like a lot of them look good on paper coming in, but how are you going to look in the long term? We got a good sample size right now with Jimmy, and Kyle was honest when they asked him when they went and drafted Trey. You traded all those assets, go draft the guy number 3 overall, and they asked him, hey, the reason I did it was because Jimmy's hurt. He's not durable, and that was the reality. The best ability is availability, especially for a quarterback. So, but if he can stay out there and continue to play through his stuff, I don't see. I mean, they're in the NFC Championship right now. You go to the NFC Championship. Right. Let's say they go to Super Bowl and lose again. Like you move on from Jimmy then. I mean, maybe y'all want that, but I wouldn't. If I was in John Lynch's spot, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't. All right, hold on. We're
Absolutely
we got Darius Butler with us here. 9-year NFL defensive back in the league, man-to-man podcast host with Antoine Bethea. So you're telling us that. Hold on, we got super chats coming in. Here we go. So versus the Titans, Rams, Cowboys, and Packers. So those are the last.
Stunk in Titans. Thursday night football. Stunk. I mean, it's Thursday night football.
It says 0 touchdowns, but he definitely threw a touchdown. He threw some touchdowns in those games. He threw touchdowns in the Rams game. He threw a touchdown in the Rams game. He threw a touchdown in the Titans game for sure. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
So we'll say 2 touchdowns, 6 picks.
Cowboys, Packers. I don't believe any touchdowns. But like I'm not like. So what's your confidence with him going I'm not arguing stats with people. I'm not arguing stats, QBRs, DVOA, analytics, EPA. I ain't arguing none of that. Can I curse on here?
You can curse, man. Do your thing.
I argue none of that shit. I play ball. I watch football. And like it's positions all around the field that it ain't gonna be pretty all the time. But like people like yesterday, this is the guy. Jimmy's the guy that they get an A on the group project, and he's the guy that just stand up there and put nothing in it. Like that ain't reality, bro. And trust me, I've had some quarterbacks that. When it's that situation, like I'm a Colts fan, obviously through and through. If I'm watching the game, we down 7, $1:30 on the clock, and we got to go get a touchdown. I'm not confident, bro. I'm not confident it happened. I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan. Unanimous MVP already. You down 1:30 on the clock, you need to try to get. I'm not confident in that situation. You can go around the league, and there's a lot of guys that I'm not confident in. Jimmy G, I'm not saying, hey, that's the guy I want. That's Andre, fate of the universe on the line. But shit, it ain't 10 guys I've named over him before that. And that's just me.
What's your confidence level in him? Like heading into a game, you got Jimmy Garoppolo, you got you got Matthew Stafford, you got this high-powered offense. 49ers have beat them twice already this season. And now they're trying to do it a third time. Do you take anything from those previous games and maybe think that maybe, 49ers are in their heads a little bit? And, what are your thoughts on kind of Jimmy Garoppolo as he pertains to the outcome of this game?
I mean, I think for sure they're in their heads. Historically, they've lost, 6 in a row, I think, to the Niners. Lost 2. And that's hard. It's hard to beat a team twice in 1 year. It's really hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year. And Matt Stafford is playing some of his best ball right now. He's a guy that, we got drafted the same year, and he just got his first couple playoff wins in his league. But he was cooking last week, almost tricked it off late. And honestly, Matt Stafford, he's another guy that most people would take over Jimmy G as well. Coming into these playoffs, me and AB was going back and forth. I said, look, you come into these playoffs, there was 3 quarterbacks in NFC West, Kyler, Stafford, and Jimmy G. And I told him at that point, hey, if I had to pick out of these 3 going to the playoffs, give me Jimmy G. And he was like, man, you dead ass crazy. Most people take Stafford right now, the way he's playing, I might too. But, I'm not concerned. I think it'll be a battle. It's going to come down to a last possession game. The last time they met up, week 18, Niners, everything was on the line for them. They had to get in the playoffs. Stafford got the ball back with 2 minutes left, and McVay handed it off 3 times and then gave it back to Jimmy with $1:30, and he got it done. So with 1:30, he got it done. So we'll see. I'm confident in him. I think it'll be a good ball game. I think they're 3.5-point underdogs on the road in LA. LA, the organization, the front office, the business side of the Rams, the 49ers are in their head. 49er Nation is in their head because they did the whole you can't buy tickets unless you're in LA County until yesterday, I think. So definitely in their head, man. And Jimmy, he's going to be comfortable in that stadium. And I know Kyle is telling him, like, hey, we're going back to the same place we went at week 18 to get a must win. We're going to go here. And we're going to stay here until February 13th. I know that's going to be the message. So those guys are confident, man. They got a good team. It's not like Jimmy G is just carrying a bunch of bums. Obviously, if you had to put it one way, he's being carried more than he's carrying, honestly. But I think when the push comes to shove in that group project, he gonna do his job.
Right, here we go. So there are a few super chats here. He says, you can't keep Jimmy and be able to bring back guys on defense that helps the team win. Jimmy will not be back next year. I do think that there's a scenario where if you're taking out everything, like, how can I explain this? You can make things shake however you want financially, right? So regardless of Jimmy Garoppolo being on the books, $25 million.
We got teams $50 million over the cap right now. Like, that's what I'm saying.
So they can make that work. But if they really wanted to, I don't think they will. But if they wanted to, they will. I did want to get into
Trey Lance. I know you're ready for Trey.
Well, okay.
It's Trey season for you. I need to know from you guys why y'all so ready for Trey.
So, and I'll let them speak. I'll bring some people on, but it's not even so much like just ready for Trey Lance. Like once they were like, all right, we're not getting rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. I was good with Jimmy starting because in my head, there's like a floor with the team with Jimmy Garoppolo, and typically that floor results in wins, regardless of how you look at it. And that's why I try to explain to people a lot of times where it's not pretty, but whatever he does something that helps result in wins. Whether it's just a third down throw here and there, it's not the splashy stuff. We're not going to turn on the TV and see what we saw from Mahomes and Josh Allen throwing 65-yard bombs in the air and all that type of stuff. But whether it's, the defense keeping them in there, Jimmy just making timely throws on third downs, keeping drives going, whatever it is, you're going to have an opportunity to win with Jimmy Garoppolo 98% of the time. Like, you'll be in position to win that game. So I understood it with them. Okay, we're going to go with him. Yeah, you got the young guy behind. And at some point, he's going to go. But I was good with him starting. Where I started kind of getting that Trey Lance itch is when they were 2-4. And I'm like, maybe they're just a bad team. And if they're going to be bad with Jimmy Garoppolo, they had lost to Arizona. And I thought Jimmy played one of his best games. And they still lost by double digits. And I'm like, if Jimmy could play one of his best games and they still lose, then you might as well get the ball rolling with this young guy, get the process going with his development and play him then. But once things start getting tight, 49ers were, going to be solidified as a playoff team if they beat the Rams and head into playoffs. I was saying you got to play Jimmy Garoppolo. This is not a time to start messing with a young
if you're
rookie quarterback.
3-7, if you're 3-7 in week, going to week 11 or something, that's the time you say, all right, if obviously you mortgage the future for this guy, you're not winning ball games, you're not going to be a playoff team. You put the guy in there at that point. You keep Jimmy on ice so he don't get hurt and he maintains his trade value. But I don't think I would like to still see some Trey Lance packages. You know what I mean? The guys don't even. I just don't. I don't understand that. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, we're going to see Trey Lance play this week. You have to. Like in these, like that third down situation or 4th and 1, when they motion Trent and he goes to the edge and just obliterates whoever out there. Like you got 5 back there, quarterback, and you just run a QB sweep. Like you're gonna pick up a yard. Like you gotta do something with him, man. Like you can't just keep him completely on. He can't be, that. We saw him play. Like he can, you know what I mean? Like you got something, Shanny.
Yeah. So how it looks, at least for me, what I'm seeing, they are preparing him to be a quarterback. Like I don't think Kyle Shanahan views him as this like Lamar Jackson dynamic player, even though obviously he clearly has some athletic ability. He's ran for like 45, 50 yards a game when he comes in, when he started. But I don't think they view him in that light. I think they view him as we are preparing him to be a pure quarterback. And the things that he can do, that's extra for us. I think Kyle Shanahan tried to mix in the package stuff early, and it actually worked. But Kyle had a tough time calling those plays and bringing him in within the flow of the offense. So it was weird. First game of the season, He comes in, first throw, touchdown. On the goal line, he threw the first touchdown pass of the season, scored the first touchdown for the 49ers against the Detroit Lions. He had a couple runs that game, and then next thing you know, you don't see him again until Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt. And then, or you saw him again against the Packers, right? Packers game.
I don't want to see him. Yeah, I don't want to see him like a 10-15 play. I'm talking about just
you just want to see package. But no, he came in for a specific play or whatever in the Lions game, threw a touchdown pass, had a couple other runs that game. Didn't see the field again until week 3 against the Packers. It was 4th down and like 4 from the 4th and goal from the 4. No, like 1 second left on the clock. Kyle's like, I'm going for it on 4th down. He put the rookie in and just ran a quarterback power, and he did it then. And since that time, we have not seen him on the field if it's not for an injury to Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
So he started in the other games, but aside from that, the last time we've seen a package play was 4th and goal against the Packers, ran in for a touchdown. That's it. So Kyle has talked about how he kind of struggled to incorporate him within the flow of the offense. And I think the way Kyle sees it is, I'm developing him to be Jimmy Garoppolo that can do all the other special stuff, as opposed to I'm just gonna bring him in to be a gadget guy. So that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I respect it. Shanahan get paid the big bucks for a reason. He calling plays and he sees those guys every day. I'm just looking at it from a defensive standpoint. Like if I know on 4th and short or two-point plays or low red zone area, I got to prepare for this guy in the package. Like that's tougher for me even during that week of practice. But we'll see.
I do have some super chats here. Then I want to ask you if you can stick around for a few more minutes. I want to ask you a couple questions about the 49ers defense and DeMeco Ryans, just some of the things you're seeing from them. But I got a super chat here. Any QB we play, discount their standing by 10 due to our defense. Jimmy only has to be average, and we will win 3 or 4 games, inflated win record. So I think what he's saying is, yes, 49ers win with Jimmy Garoppolo, but a lot of it has to do with the defenses that he's played with. My pushback on that would be, I still think there's an element of some of the things that he does within the game that helps win. And like I talked about, converting on third down. When the 49ers win, he does that at a high rate. Really throughout his time being with the 49ers, where it's not the sexy play, it's not the 65-yard throw, but it's the 6-yard throw that keeps the drive going, that leads to another first down, that ultimately leads to points and keeps the ball away from opposing offenses. And I think that helps contribute to wins.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And people, I posted a clip the other day about, with that 2-minute drive, I think and somebody like it's crazy the stuff that people comment. And that in the vet, yes, he has a good defense, good O-line, good running game. No, that's, ideally that's what every team wants. But I put up the 2-minute, he's throwing from some clean pockets. Like, is that not supposed to happen? Like, yeah, you can say inflated win record and all these. The dude does his job, man. He does his job, and a lot of the things that are being said about him right now, and like I said, he's not Tom Brady, but a lot of these things we heard. I don't think for a lot of people, Tom Brady didn't get his respect until last year. Honestly, a lot of people call him system quarterback, Belichick's defense and player, this, that, and the third, and you get a knock for that. You don't get a knock for that in my book. If you can be that, do that. It's a reason why you look at this era and one guy won more titles than the other. And all these guys had all the other fancy tools. But I think Jimmy is more than capable. You can say inflated win record and all that other crap. But, look at when he went out and what was that, 18? After week 3, they're 1-2. Niners finished 4-12, and finished third in the NFC West, ahead of the terrible Cardinals. And then they picked number 2 in the draft, got Nick Bosa, and then you go 13-3 and go on to the Super Bowl. So, like, that shit don't just happen. You know what I mean? Right. Like, dude wins games. He does his job. So you can say inflated win record, good defense. And they do have – we can get into this defense. We're
about to get into it. Let me get to a couple of these real quick.
Yeah,
hold on. So I got a couple of super chats here. We got another guy says, Butler, don't lie. You only like Jimmy Garoppolo because he throw you a couple passes a game.
Honestly, keep it real with you, I would rather play against Matt Stafford than Jimmy Garoppolo. I feel like, Garoppolo is going to throw you that ball that's like, but Stafford, he may throw you one that you're going to take to the crib, and situate like backed up, he on the -9 yard line, like as a defense, as a play caller, like I'm aggressive. Jimmy, he going to have like that, the one he threw right before the half, first and goal from like the 19, rolled out, terrible pick to Amos. Like he gonna give you that. But Jimmy, you're going to have a couple opportunities, but that's everybody, damn near everybody. Even you look at Mahomes coming into this year, and Mahomes is obviously on a different level, but Mahomes, he gonna give you 2-3 opportunities. He's gotten more patient now and taking underneath things, but this year, early on, he's gonna give you those opportunities. So that goes across the line, and now Mahomes is gonna give you, 20 special plays as well every game.
Yeah.
But a lot of quarterbacks gonna give you a chance to get them. But and Jimmy, I would like playing against Jimmy though. Especially as a slot defender. Right. Probably not a deep safety.
Here we go. Got another guy, and he says, really, ultimately what he's saying is, do you think that there's a chance that do you think there's a chance that Aaron Rodgers leaves Green Bay and does he go to San Francisco? I don't see that happening, but what are your thoughts on that?
I don't see it. I don't see that. I don't see him going to San Fran. Does he leave Green Bay? If he leaves Green Bay, honestly, I see him going somewhere like Indy. Like I would have said the Saints before Peyton left. A lot of talk has been about Denver. I don't see him going to San Fran though at this point. Lost him, I think 0-4 now in the playoffs against him. He said what he said when he got drafted and been getting his ass beat in the playoffs since. I mean, most people would want Aaron Rodgers, but I don't see it happening.
All right, then we got
bring him home.
Says 2 out of 3 starts Trey Lance over QBR over 110. You can't have a QBR over 110 because the QBR is on a scale of 1 to 100. You can have a passer rating over 110, and I know he had a pretty good passer rating against the Houston Texans. Trey more rushing yards than Jimmy Garoppolo, stronger arm. I think we all know that Trey Lance is more physically gifted than Jimmy Garoppolo, but being
ceiling's
more
way
physically
higher.
gifted, yeah, way higher. But being more physically gifted doesn't necessarily result in wins right now. And I think that's what 49ers are more focused on in this moment. But Trey Lance is going to have his time. It's just going to come next year. And I think that's going to come no matter what Jimmy Garoppolo does for the rest of this postseason.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But I check in with you next week. We'll see if you still believe that.
You got Kyle Shanahan. He searched under every rock, every stone to try to find an upgrade over Jimmy Garoppolo this offseason.
Yeah.
He even looked at guys like Sam Darnold. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he was searching. Like, okay, like what's gonna he couldn't get Matthew Stafford.
Another former number 3 overall pick with a high ceiling.
I see what you're doing. I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of I've seen a lot of cats come RG3, number 2 overall. Like, what happens? You see the guys with the special talent and the this and that, but Jimmy he win a Super Bowl, even get close to winning one. Jimmy ain't going nowhere. They're gonna figure it out in the books. Jimmy's not leaving San Fran because you put Trey Lance in there and he struggles the first couple years. Like, as a head coach, you putting yourself you putting yourself out there. I don't see that happening. Trey Lance, like you said, special, just talent wise. Like you can go make that dude in the lab, and then behind the scenes, which we're not really privy to, but everything I heard from all the people that I know is that he's super sharp, super smart between the ears. I just think obviously he's raw, and the only way you really get better is with those reps. And you look at Trey Lance, and you say, okay, 3 games, 2 games, however many games, QBR, this, that, and the third. That's a small sample size. Once DBs and defensive coordinators start game planning for guys, that's when you really say, okay, that's who this guy is. But we'll see. I'm definitely rooting for him. It's just, if I'm in that position, if I'm wearing that hat, it's got to be real obvious that I got to move on to this guy. And they see him every day in practice, so I trust his decision when he makes it.
Yeah. All right, here we go. And we're about to get to the defense real quick. Another person said I wouldn't be shocked if he kicked the tires on Rodgers again. I don't know. Because I don't even know how the 49ers would get him. They gave up so much draft capital for Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Now that even if you want Aaron Rodgers, that draft capital is gone. So unless the Packers are like, all right, we'll do a player for player trade with Trey Lance and Aaron Rodgers, which is not happening. The 49ers just don't have the draft capital to be able to get up to get Aaron Rodgers. So I don't think it happens.
How do you trade for a guy that'd be wild to me? This is a dude that beat as a quarterback, beat him a couple times in the playoff, and you trade for that guy. Now, am I saying that Jimmy G is a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers? Not in any universe, but I mean,
you're kind of saying, though, if you're the 49ers, you would rather have Jimmy than Rodgers because you beat Rodgers.
I mean, Jimmy is what, 26?
Nah, he's
how old is Jimmy G? Okay, Jimmy G is 30. Aaron Rodgers is 37. Like, I mean, and Aaron Rodgers every year he's taught I'm gonna weigh my options. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I don't know. Like, nah, I'm not. I know Jimmy G is committed to the game for the next 5-10 years. I know that. Like I said, it's still in the grand scheme of things, it's still a smaller set. This dude ain't even started 100 games yet. Like, nah.
My guy Keith Murray, he says, just like the Warriors beat Durant by recruiting him. That's how. All right.
We'll see.
I want to talk.
He only got one bowl. He only got one bowl, so it could be a legacy thing.
And that was like 12 years ago. Before I get you out of here, man, I want to talk to you about the defense and just kind of what you're seeing. Is there anything through your eyes? And again, I know you kind of understand multiple levels of defense, playing all those different positions that you play. What is DeMeco Ryans doing that's making it so difficult on opposing offenses?
He got his guys on the same page, man. And the thing that jumps off on film to me first when I watch a defense, when I watch a defense, I can tell, how they're being coached, how serious they take their meetings, walkthroughs, and these guys just on the same page. And regardless if you got, Johnson out there corner, if you got a rookie Thomas out there corner, like these guys, like they're protecting them in certain situations, and then when the situation they got to be one-on-one, they're getting put in good positions. Like that pick that Thomas had to end the, that Week 18 game on Beckham. Like as a quarterback, you get one-on-one with Odell on Thomas, I'm taking that shot. And Thomas is off, bailing, playing the ball. Like that's the play you make. So D'Amico he's putting his guys in good position. That's all you want as a player for a coach to do. And they got some dogs up front. You know what I mean? It's not just Bosa. Obviously, Armstead, he don't pop up on the stat sheet all the time, but he does his job in the run game. Yeah. Then in these playoffs, he's turned up and he's racking up these sacks. And as a quarterback, you saw with Aaron Rodgers, if you're trying to go to your first read and the 49ers usually going to take away that first read, it ain't really time to get to that second and third read with those dogs hunting. And you saw it in the Cowboys game, even when Bosa went down, they were still hunting up front. Back end, you got two safeties that can do multiple things. As long as they can have their corners, hold up, they're going to be in a good situation. Fred Warner, always in the right spot. Like always, you know what I mean? If you playing Madden, he's that dude that's 99 awareness, just always going to be where he's supposed to be. He's read things, like back his hand. Guys just fly around and they're playing hard for each other. And that's really what defense comes down to. 11 guys doing their 1/11th, everybody doing their job. And then I'm having confidence in the other guy doing their job. Another guy that doesn't get a lot of credit, K.Y. Williams, 2-4 in that slot. Smart, on point, usually where he needs to be. So it's just all around, man. You only got a few guys that's going to get the headlines, but everybody on that team is doing their 1/11th. The coaches are all on the same page. They trust each other. And, D'Amico Ryan, he listens to the guys. It's dialogue there. You know what I mean? What do you want to do, Jimmy? What you seeing out there? All right, let's do that. Last game, A-Rod comes out right down the field. Boop, boop, boop. 17 got 4 or 5 catches. Like, all right, boom. That's their script plays. They're off the script now. We know what they want to do. Let's take 17 away. Yeah. Either pre-snap, we're taking 17 by safety standing 5 yards outside the hash over his side, or we're going to disguise and rotate to make Aaron Rodgers look and think he's open, and now he got to go somewhere else. So everybody on the same page is doing their job. It's simple, but you look around the league, a lot of guys, aren't doing that. A lot of teams are not playing on that same page, and that's the difference with the teams that are left. It's not talent. It's not those things. It's like, how much give a F do you have in that building, not only from the coaching staff, but from the players? Are you studying? Are you guys on the same page in critical situations? And every time I turn that San Fran film on, those guys on point.
Right. All right. So I want to give you your chance. And I know you have your show. Again, I'm joined by Darius Butler, 9-year NFL veteran, host of the Man-to-Man podcast, does everything DB. He's on there with our guy, Pat McAfee. He's one of the guys I look to see how he moved. And I'm like, man, if Pat McAfee could do it, obviously starting from a different position, played hell of years in the NFL. But, that's one of the things that has inspired me. Like, all right, Croc, like just keep pushing. You're doing good. All right. But I know you give your predictions on your show with Antoine Bethea. Do you have a prediction of this 49ers versus Rams game?
Man, my these playoffs, my predictions. I've picked the Niners to cover every week, and I'm gonna pick them to cover again this week. Like I said, last time I checked, they were 3.5 point underdogs. So I'm definitely taking them to cover that. Matt Stafford's playing well though. They are playing good right now, and those guys on defense, Von Miller, he looks fresh right now. Ramsey, now last time they played, Ramsey was kind of moving around with Debo. I think that defense is better when Ramsey's in the slot. Yeah. If they go, and I don't know if they're going to switch up and go back to that, but Ramsey, if he follows around Debo, I think that actually makes the chances better for the 49ers to go in there and get a win. But I'm a bet on the Niners, man. I'm a bet on the Niners to go and win in LA again. And then on the other side, I'm gonna take the dog in that one too. The Bengals are 7-point underdogs against the Chiefs, and actually, you know what? I'm gonna hold up on that because I got a second and third guess when it comes to betting against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. I did it last week with Josh Allen. I was caught in the moment, and Josh Allen, he probably has had the best postseason of any quarterback right now up at this point. But he's home right now. Mahomes and Kelsey and Hill. That's some special shit to stop this time of year. So my prediction right now for the Niners game, I'm taking the Niners to win straight up.
Okay, Niner fans want to hear that. Now, I told you I'll have you on here for about 20 minutes or so. You've been more than gracious with your time. I have one person that wants to call in and debate, I guess, with you and the whole Jimmy Garoppolo thing. Do you have time for one caller?
Let's get it.
All right, so we got one caller. So Chris Roscoe's, he's been itching. I see him in the chat. He's like, Croc, send the link. I gotta stand up for the Jimmy.
The Jimmy G haters.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah, for the Jimmy G haters.
I respect.
He wants to stick up for the Jimmy G haters. So we're gonna bring Chris on and let him go at it. And then also, everybody else, you guys could click the link as well. I'll get y'all on after Chris and after we get Darius off. Darius has been super gracious with his time. But here we go. We got Chris Roscoe's. All right, Chris, go ahead. The floor is yours.
What's up, Croc? How's it going?
Oh, that boy got Trey and Cap in there. I know he about to go. What up, man?
No. Look, Darius, look, man, look. I just felt it was a lot of cap and a lot of things you were saying. You never brought it. Well, first off, I just want to say this. You said the way Kyle Shanahan is moving has showed you that Trey Lance is not ready. You said that, right?
Yeah, I said that early on.
Okay, so this is the thing. Kyle Shanahan said it himself. He said if Trey Lance did not get hurt in that Cardinals game, that he would have went with Trey Lance the rest of the way. So it wasn't like Kyle Shanahan was just like, oh, yeah, I'm never going to start. No, he would have started Trey, and that came from his mouth, not mine. It's not my opinions. That's the coach's opinion. And then I want to talk about the Texans game. What did you see? And this is a question from me to you. What did you see in that Texas game that showed you that Trey Lance could not do what Jimmy Garoppolo could do? Because right now, Jimmy is doing the very minimum, completions.
We're not going to debate about the Houston Texans.
Why can't we? I've seen the Lions beat the Cardinals.
I understand that. Well,
Washington football.
We are in the Final Four right now, and we talking about the Houston damn Texans.
Okay. I'll put it this way. And the Texans game was a must-win game, and Kyle Shanahan was forced to play his rookie. If the Niners did not beat if the Niners did not beat the Texans, guess what? We would not be in the playoffs. So that was a must-win game versus a pretty good team who beat the Chargers, who beat the I seen the Jaguars beat the
I just saw Jimmy beat the Rams in the Week 18 must-win game.
Okay, and I'm glad
on the road, and that's the team that's still playing right now. Okay, and we talk about a rookie going and beating the Texans that's starting another rookie, Davis Mills at quarterback. And was that the game that Justin Reed missed?
No, he played that game.
Okay, he played that game. Okay, so you're talking about, once again, what I said earlier, you're talking about a quarterback. And I think the ceiling is high for Trey Lance. But you're talking about a quarterback with a small. So you can say if he go out there and play 4 or 5 games, oh, this guy's doing that. That's good. You want to build on that, but you can't compare that to a body of work that's over 50 games.
Okay, but see, this is my thing. This is my problem. This is why I say I feel like you didn't watch our games, because all I'm asking is a simple question.
I didn't watch every snap of a 49ers game. I watched the whole league. So no, you're a 49er fan. I understand you watch every snap of every game. I'm not gonna sit there.
But I felt like
I do.
I felt like the Texans game would have showed you something. It would have gave you a lot more perspective.
Nah.
But since I
want to look at the Texans game to get an idea about a quarterback. I'm be honest.
But basically what I'm saying is I was right in what I said. You don't watch our game, so I mean,
no, I don't watch every 49er game.
It's not even. I don't even know why we would debate. I don't even know why you would have an opinion if you're not even watching our game.
Oh, okay, no, Chris, he watches. Okay.
Well, I got a life.
Can I just say this? Let me just say
this. It's 32 teams. It's 32 teams, 18 weeks.
But you could just. It's just one game, though. It's just one game. I'm
not the 49ers, beat writer, or if I don't host the 49ers show, I talk about the NFL. I watch the entire league, and I'm not going to sit up here and anybody you see on TV, anybody you see anywhere, nobody's watching every snap of every game. And if they do, hey, kudos to them.
But that's why these opinions don't make sense, and that's why I can't respect.
Okay, well, what part of what I said didn't make sense? What part of what I said didn't make sense?
About saying Trey's not ready. I mean, I would ask you
if you're the head coach, Kyle Shanahan's the head coach. He said if he didn't get hurt, he would have went with Trey Lance the rest of the way, right?
Yeah, he said that.
And what week was that?
I think that it was a couple of weeks after, because he got hurt, and then you had the Colts game, and then I think it was a couple of weeks after that. One of the reporters like, well, would you have went with Trey Lance the rest of the way if he didn't get hurt? And Kyle Shanahan said yes.
Okay, so it's been ballpark how many weeks since that?
It's been quite a few weeks.
Okay, so at any point in time from that point on, when Kyle Shanahan got up on that podium and lied like every other head coach, owner, politician, CEO does, if you still believe in people that talk to you at a podium in the mic, you got the problem. But anyway, Kyle Shanahan, he called the shots over there. If he wanted Trey Lance to play and start, the guy that he's seeing every day in practice, he would have started. He would have been started. We wouldn't be having this conversation right now. This is not me just saying, hey, Kyle, keep starting Jimmy G, the best thing in the world. No, he see this guy every day. He knows Trey Lance not ready. And there's nothing wrong with not being ready. Trevor Lawrence ain't ready. Zach Wilson ain't ready.
So he couldn't come back. And by the time he would have came back, the Niners already started their win streak. But let's just leave that alone.
They started at what? They started at what? Where did they start?
They started a win streak, and it wasn't because of your guy.
And where they at right now?
It wasn't because of your guy.
Where they at right now?
Wait, hold on. Trey Lance helped in that win streak. I just want you to know that Trey Lance helped in that win streak.
As he should. That's what he got drafted number 3 for. Like, come on, bro.
Let me just ask you this last
question. What are you talking about here, man?
This last question. Okay, so
after they started the win streak, but they started a win streak and got to the damn NFC Championship, so he didn't.
You talk about Jimmy wins and all of this stuff, and Jimmy does this, and Croc, you even talked about how Jimmy is clutch and all of this stuff. This is the crazy part. This is the crazy part.
He gave him a chance to win the Packers game early on in the year too.
Let me talk, Jerry. Okay, we're gonna talk about the Rams, the Cowboys, and the Packers. Do you not know we didn't even have to be in that situation specifically versus the Rams? If Jimmy actually played well, we would not have to be in that situation if Jimmy actually played well against the Dallas. The Niners should have blew out the Cowboys, and this came from you because you was on the Joy Taylor, space, and you said, the Niners really actually should have blew away the Cowboys. But why didn't we blow away the Cowboys? Because we have a quarterback who likes to throw the games away. Against the Packers, Jimmy did play well in the first half.
I said that.
Jimmy played well in first half. But guess what he did in the second half? He tried to throw a pick six, and at the end of the first half, he threw an interception to cost us points. We're talking about points. So what can Trey Lance
what did the other quarterback do? What did the MVP on the other side do?
What can't Trey Lance do that Jimmy does?
Why do I have to guess that if Jimmy G is still playing right now?
You see, you can't even answer none of my questions. It's a simple question.
You had Dak Prescott, you had Aaron Rodgers, both of their ass at home right now. So Jimmy G trying to throw away all these games. And I said it every time I talk about Jimmy G, I say it 10 times, I say it 10,000 times. There are 2 or 3 plays a game where Jimmy G is going to give you a what the fuck play.
It's more than that.
It's the same case for damn near every other quarterback in the league.
No. It's more than that.
Stafford is going to give you a what the fuck play every game, 1 or 2. It's about 5 that don't. And so if you're a team outside of that 5, you better stick with the guy that's winning you games. All this other shit you talk about, that's water under the bridge right now. They still playing. It's the reason they still playing.
I'm gonna leave you with this. I'm gonna leave you with
Chris.
I'm gonna leave it with this because the debate isn't going nowhere. I'm gonna leave it with this.
It's not a debate.
Darius, it can't be a debate because you don't watch our games. So that's what it comes down to. You don't watch our games. You can't have a real opinion on Trey Lance. You just going off of it's all cliche.
You don't know what you're watching.
He's gonna start.
Obviously.
That's all it is.
You don't know what you're watching.
All right, Chris. Okay, my bad, Chris. Chris, I'm gonna call you after this, but
it's too like, come on, man. You think I'm watching every game, every snap? No, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and captain you like I do.
Oh, that's got to be the highlight of Croc Talk TV for sure. Oh man, Darius, bro, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you being a good sport through everything. You've been awesome.
Nah, man, this shit was fun, man.
Yeah. All right. After the 49ers win the Super Bowl, I'm gonna have you back on here to defend Jimmy a little bit more.
You going to LA?
Nah, because I'm gonna be this weekend. I'm gonna be at the HBCU combine covering it for my draft show, for my Locked On draft show. So I'll be at the HBCU combine with Saturday, and then I have to stay out there for the Senior Bowl week. And I was trying to. I fly Southwest, so I'm looking up flights to get me out there, but all the flights. I would have to either miss the HBCU combine, which I can't miss that, to get there Saturday. And if I try to fly out Sunday, I wouldn't get there till the game is over. So it wouldn't work for me to get out there. I was trying though. I got you.
It'll be a good one though.
Yeah.
It'll be a good
all right,
one.
man. I appreciate you coming on.
Once again, Niners fans. Hey, first of all, I love Niners fans, man. I love y'all, man. I love the Niners. Y'all, I fucks with y'all, man. But I'm gonna stand by my dog. I'm gonna stand by Jimmy. As long as they coming out that yak bumping with Trent and Debo coming out and 10 at quarterback, they got a chance. Now, be careful what you ask for. When y'all move on, just remember I told y'all, be careful what you ask for. That grass ain't always green on the other side. But we'll see.
Right. All right. I got a bunch of videos I'm gonna cut up with your reaction to some of the stuff Chris was saying. You threw the arms up. I'm definitely gonna be using that. You're gonna see. I'm gonna make you into one of them gifts. You're gonna have a couple of gifts floating around with your reaction, and I'm gonna be using it, man.
Hey, I love it, man. I enjoy it. And it's I don't got no problem with Chris, Mina Kimes, Antoine Bethea, whoever got a we just talking ball, man.
Yeah. But Darius Butler, 9-year NFL vet. Make sure y'all go out, listen to the Man to Man podcast, everything DB. Let everybody know where they can follow you at as well.
The Man to Man podcast on YouTube. We go live Monday and Thursday. So we'll be live tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go for about an hour. We take a lot of comments. Me and Antoine Bethea, 14-year NFL vet. And then every Monday I'm on Pat McAfee show. And then Everything DB is a page I have on Twitter, Instagram, and that's when I really go and break down, the different games, talk about different positions on defense that you don't really see on TV. You don't really see a lot of other places. Kind of a little more in depth sometimes. Sometimes it's not, but tap in and you might learn something. Chris said he did comment in the chat. He said thanks, Darius. So we kissed it. We kissed it, made up. But Darius, man, I appreciate you for your time, man. You've been more than gracious, bro. Appreciate you, Croc.